guys, and welcome back to my channel and today's video. Today is a very exciting video, in my opinion anyway, because I am going to do a dupes video, as you can see by the title of this video. I don't have any liquidy products to show you guys, so I don't have any primer, foundations or concealers. I just have like bronzers, blushes, highlights, eyeshadow palettes and stuff like that. Not everything in this is like a spot on dupe. I have also tried and not show you guys dupes for limited edition products. Some products are limited edition, but then I have like products to show you guys that you can purchase. Not everything is like high-end and then drugstore. Some products are high-end and some products are drugstore. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. I also wanted to say I did not film this look, but this look actually reminds me so much about a look that I did with the Hasina 2 palette from Blush Tribe, but I didn't use that palette actually. I was feeling a little bit down yesterday, so I took out some of my makeup and I started swatching it and like going through it and such. I decluttered a bit yesterday I mean, but I swatched the Saharan 2 palette and this blue shadow is just like magical. So I really wanted to play with this today and like just sit down and do my makeup in by myself. By the way, I see pan in this, just a bit of pan, so that's cool. Anyway, this is what I have on my lid, and then I layered it a little bit with this one, and that is kind of what made the green effect. I also used the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill Bling Boss palette. Looks like this. So I used Hush Hush, I used Rockstar, I have a Bling Bling in my inner corner, which is the most pretty beautiful shade ever, and then I have this shade Gem under my eyes, smoked out a little bit with Hush Hush. So if you do want to create this look, you can use like the same kind of techniques, but just, you know, I just wanted to let you guys know. So now, before we get into the video, I would really love it if you subscribe to my channel. We are getting a little bit larger here on my channel, so our family is getting a little bit larger, which is really fun. So if you do want to follow me, then please do. I am a cruelty-free YouTuber and I upload almost every single day, at least 5 times a week anyway. 5 times a week anyway. So today I'm going to start off with a limited edition product, and it's this one. This is a limited edition palette from Too Faced. This is a blush, so I'm gonna start off with blushes. This is the Too Faced Love Flush Blush Palette, which contains 6 of their Love Flush blushes, and I know people loves these blushes, so I don't really know why Too Faced discontinued them, but obviously I don't have a dupe for all of these blushes, but I do have a dupe for I Will Always Love You, which is this peachy blush right here. As you can see, I have it right here on my finger, and the blush that I have duped it with is the Wet n Wild blush in this shade Apricot in the middle. It looks like this. They are not similar like with first glance, but I'm just gonna swatch them like so. So the Too Faced blush is a little bit more like a peachy red almost, and this is only peachy orangey, so that is like the only difference, but they are quite similar, and these blushes are from Wet n Wild, actually really nice. I don't use them particularly myself because this is just not my shade. I am more towards this spectrum of the Too Faced palette. I love pinks, I love purples on my lids or on my cheeks, so this is the row I'm sticking to. So now I'm gonna talk about 2 affordable products, and the first one, I'm gonna talk about the most expensive one first. This is the Model's Own blush. I love this packaging, by the way. It's so tinsy and cute, but this is the shade Rock and Rosy Shimmer Baked Blush in the shade Lovestone. I have been obsessed with shimmery blushes at the moment, so this is definitely a blush that is right up my alley. I just love it, and I love the print in it. It is a little bit destroyed now that I have used it and such, but it is a really pretty shimmery shade. I have it on right here. I don't know how well you can see that, but here it is. It's a little bit pinky shimmery, and my dupe is actually the Revolution Blushing Hearts Triple Baked Blusher. This is not only more affordable, but it's also gonna give you a little bit more of diversity. It's gonna give you a little bit more variation. Like you can mix and match this however you want. You can go in with a big fluffy brush and kind of just swirl everything around, or you can stick to these two blushes a little bit more, or these two blushes a little bit more. I'm just gonna take my finger and kind of swirl everyone. This is what they look like. So this has a little bit more pigment, but you don't have to be afraid. When you go in with a brush, just shake it off or just wipe some off on your hand if you are worried about that. But I just wanted to mention them because I do think that they are comparable, and actually both of them have a really good formula. Also, by the way, this product from Revolution contains 10 grams, and then this one from Model's Own contains 1.9 grams. So if you do purchase this, you get a whole bunch more. So now we're gonna hop into liquid highlights, and I do have these two as a dupe for each other. I am showing them off just because of the fact that Revolution kind of stole the custom enhancer and drops or cover FX idea when it comes to packaging. But at the same time, like a lot of brands did, I will say that the custom enhancer drops contains 15 milliliters, and then the Revolution one contains 18. I actually thought it said 8, but no, 18, which is kind of good. I haven't talked much about this on my channel because I'm not really sure if it breaks me out or not, and I'm not loving it. I do like it. This is the shade Champagne, and I'm only talking about the formula, so I'm just gonna swatch this right here, and as you can see, yes, it gives a little bit of a blinding effect, not a little bit but a lot. And then this is the custom enhancer drops in the shade Sunlight, I do believe, which I love. I love these. I have the shade Celestyle as well that I use when I am a little bit paler, or I mix the two to make it my custom shade. But here you can see that they are swatched and they are both blinding. But you don't apply them like this on the skin, you do blend them out. So if we kind of blend them out, this is what we are left with. And I do feel like the Cover FX one gives a little bit more of a punch, but at the same time I am always applying a powder highlight on top. So it really doesn't matter because I will cover it up anyway. And then the Revolution one can be a great alternative to have just because it will still give you that wet look, so that the powder highlight will go on and give it a much more impact. So now we're gonna hop into bronzer, and this is kind of fun actually because both of these I didn't realize was a dupe for each other, and I don't really use any of them. So the first product is limited edition, but I don't know if it's out on the market because I do know that they relaunched it. It's the Urban Decay bronzer in the shade Sunkissed, and I have said that I don't love this. I should have bought the darker shade. I am the kind of person that loves a dark bronzer on my skin. Maybe some people would say that this is suitable for my skin, but I would love to get the darker shade, and also that shade wasn't as dark, or wasn't as red, I mean. You don't get that much pigment on it, like you can see right here. I swatched it. I'm gonna build it up a bit. So this is it swatched right here, and it is, as you can see, kind of red, but it isn't gonna apply that red on the skin. So the dupe I have for it is the Essence Sun Club bronzer in the shade Sunny, and you know that I love my bronzer like this. Okay, this doesn't seem to be loved and used, but I purchased this one at the same time, and this is the shade 1 Natural, and here you can see I have hit pan on it. I have used it. I have talked about it so much that I'm kind of slowing down on it and not really talking about it in my channel because I know that you might get a little bit bored with me talking about the same products over and over, but I will swatch this as well. This is way creamier than the Urban Decay one. So they aren't exact dupes for each other, but I do feel like they are similar enough that if you wanted to purchase the Urban Decay one, then maybe you could go for the Essence one. So let's talk about highlight. Both of these are expensive. They're not both high-end. I don't believe that they are in a way. You kind of have to let me know, but I don't think that they are. But this is the one that I have. This is a highlight from Becca in the shade Opal. I used to love this when I self-tanned. I don't do that anymore because I'm lazy, but I'm just gonna swatch it right here. It is really, really pretty. I do love the shade of it, but as I said, I am a little bit too dark for it. And the other one I have as a dupe for it is the Ofra in the shade Blissful. As you can see, mine are barely used because I cannot use it. I actually decluttered this yesterday. So when I sat down to do this video, I was like, where's Blissful? Because I have written all of these dupes down a couple of weeks ago. That's fortunate that I still had it. So this is probably the last time I swatch it. As you can see, Blissful is a tinsy bit more bronzy than Opal, but I do feel like they are fairly similar, which is amazing, especially because I do think that if you do live in not Sweden, you can get a bunch of discount on Ofra, which is nice. So this is a really good dupe actually, in my opinion. So I'm gonna talk about this one. I don't know if this is limited edition or not. I know that it's still available, but they said that it would be limited edition, I think anyway. This is the Ofra highlight in the shade Pillow Talk. It's beautiful. It's definitely a highlight for fair skin. It is quite similar to the shade Glazed Donut, but this has a little bit more of a pink tint to it. So the dupe that I have for this is the Catrice High Glow Mineral Highlighting Powder. This is, by the way, in the shade Light Infusion. So I talked about this in one of my videos and I said I don't really know if I like it. It kind of just sat on my skin, but I don't really know what I was doing that day because I have used it off camera and I'm like, ugh, it's stunning. It's not as blinding as Pillow Talk, so this is a highlight that is suitable for someone that don't want it to be like as powerful as the Ofra one. But if you want it to be as blinding, then just spray a little bit of setting spray on your face. Don't apply the highlight right away. Wait a little bit and then go in and you will get even more pigment on you. So now we're hopping into eyeshadow palettes, which is the fun part. So the first palette I'm gonna talk about is the Sigma Creme de Couture palette. I have kept this packaging. I don't know why, but it seems to be stuck. I think that this palette is gorgeous. I think that Sigma should do this permanent to their collection. It is an all matte palette. It contains some brights, but mostly like I bought it because of the pastels. I mean, they are okay. You don't get that much product also. So if that is something that you care about, that is just something to note. But it is a beautiful palette, but they aren't the best. A lot of brands don't really know how to do pastels. So I don't really know. I think that it's fine, but I don't love it. So the dupe that I have for this, by the way, the Sigma one is limited edition if I didn't say it, but I think you guys can kind of already figure out which palette I have as a dupe for it, and it's the Strobe Cosmetics Creepy Cute palette. I mean, come on. I have said this so many times. I'm gonna have this in my yearly favorites because it's just that good. The pastel shadows in this is unreal. They are incredible. Like, okay, you might not love that they had, well, it used to have a black and then a gray, but it is called Creepy Cute. If you apply this to your lid or this one or in your crease or wherever, they will be true to pan, which is not something that is normal with pastels. So I do feel like I'm not gonna continue talking about this so much because I talked about this so much, but I do think that if you are looking for some pastel shadows, like this is the way to go, hands down. So a palette that I'm gonna talk about right now is the ColourPop Yes Please palette. I haven't used mine that much. I did use it last week off camera, and I did this gorgeous brown smoky eye where I had this smeared all over my lid, but it kind of started like wearing off and creased during the day, which was really crazy. I don't know. But anyway, this contains a bunch of different mattes, and then this one, this one, this one, and this one are shimmers. And the dupes, I actually have 2 dupes for this, but they aren't like, you're not gonna get the exact same color scheme. This is just gonna be something that is close, so you cannot expect that. But I have the Neve Cosmetics Daydream palette. I did want to mention this because I do know that some people said that they are kind of close, and I can see that. I do feel like, yes, they might be close, but this has some brighter shades, and this yellow in here is actually a metallic. Hope that you can see that, but I did use it in one of my tutorials with first impression video. This one and this one might be similar. This one and then this one, so they are fairly similar, but they aren't like, you're not gonna get exactly the same. But the Neve Cosmetics one is much easier to get if you live in Europe. But I did also want to mention the Malika palette from Blush Tribe. So this is what they look like. As you can see, like, this is a it's not a neutral palette, but this is the Yes Please palette is a very warm palette with a bunch of different browns, reds, yellows, and golds, coppery red shades like this fiery orange shade, versus this one which has only these 3 metallics right here, and then this is more of like a pink palette with some reds and browns. And I do feel like, yes, the reds, the browns can really dupe out each other. They are not gonna be exact dupes, but I did want to mention them. So now we're gonna talk about the Michelou palette from Michelou. This is the Witchcraft palette. I'm sorry, you guys know I don't love this palette. I mean, the pigment in this is non-existing. Like, look at these 2 green shadows. Like, look at them even on my finger. Look at that. That's just, okay, I'm gonna give them a fair shot. So I'm really dipping in here, and then I'm really dipping in here, and then swatching. I mean, they are just non-existing. I don't really know what's up with that. They're just horrible in my opinion, and they were the shades that I was most excited about. I do also know that some of you guys have purchased this palette, and you also hate it. It's not a good palette, but I do keep it for this shade, and then this shade is just magnificent. This is not a white, it's like a duochrome green shade, but this is so beautiful. So the dupe I have is actually a sleek palette. This is Garden of Eden. I have been wanting to do a look with this for a very long time because it is really pretty. I think that these shadows are like long gone. Woo! Maybe not, but it just doesn't really look good. It feels a bit oily as well. So I do think that if I were to do a look with this, I do need to purchase a new one. I do have sentimental value with this, so I'm not gonna toss it. But if you wanted to have like the color story are fairly similar. Sleek is very inexpensive, so if you did want to purchase it and you do live in the US, you can purchase it, and if you don't like it, you can return it or whatever. It's really up to you, but the color story are fairly similar. So let's talk about lips. I'm just gonna show you guys one lipstick because I know I can dupe a lot of my nude lipsticks, but I really wanted to show you guys this. This is Getty from ColourPop. This is a luxe lipstick. This is such a unique color, and this is, if I'm gonna wear something crazy and colorful on my eyes, on my lips I mean, this is definitely a shade that I'm going for. I don't know what it is about it, but this green blue shadow shade, I mean, it's just amazing in my opinion. I just love it. The dupe I have for it is the Makeup Monster liquid lipstick in the shade Backlash. This is a matte finish. The ColourPop one is not matte. As you can see, it's a little bit more green versus this one that's a little bit more blue, but it's really amazing. Like, they are so close, and the luxe lipsticks are $7 if you don't purchase them when they have codes and such, which is really nice. I do want to mention another thing, and I don't want you guys to like hate on me, so keep in mind I'm coming from a good place. So I know Kat Von D, she's under the weather right now. Everyone is hating on her and not supporting her, which is totally fine. This is the 10-year anniversary palette, and I just wanted to mention this really quick because I know that there were so many of you that wanted me to find a dupe for this shade and a bunch of other shades in this palette and wanted me to compare it. And I have the Magic palette from Juvia's Place, and I'm not gonna say that they are completely dupes for each other, but the thing is that I actually have a video. I have saved it and everything. I recorded a video where I compared these two to each other. I filmed it, I edited it. Can you say that? I edited it. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, but I did edit it, and then everything with Kat Von D went down, and I had so many videos already going up with Kat Von D where I did a tutorial with her Saint Sinner palette, and then I had a first impression with her brow pomade, and I just felt like, you know what, I'm not even gonna publish this because I don't want to get the hate, so I didn't. But I, in my video, actually came to the conclusion that they aren't like complete dupes for each other. Like, I don't really know how to hold them up. Like this maybe, but they aren't completely dupes for each other. I do want to swatch the green ones. So this is the Kat Von D one, and then this is the Juvia's Place green. I'm gonna swatch the golds as well. This is the Juvia's Place gold. It's absolutely magical. And then this one is the Kat Von D one. Not as amazing, actually, not as impressive. This is the matte blue shades in the palette, so this is the Kat Von D one, and then this is the Juvia's Place one. So this is the Juvia's Place one, this is the Kat Von D one. No. Kat Von D, no, Juvia's Place and then Kat Von D. They both have a bone, they both have a oh my god, I'm just sitting so weird, but they both have a bone shadow in them. They both have a purple that I know is not the same. They have a bunch of different shadows, but I just wanted to say that, so if you wanted like the color story, then this is a palette that you can purchase, and now they have a mini available. Please don't come for me, I'm coming from a bad I'm coming from a bad place. I'm coming from a good place, so please keep that in mind. But that was actually all of the dupes that I had for you guys today, so I really hope that you enjoyed the video. Please give me a thumbs up if you did, thumbs the video down if you didn't like it, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye!